What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a video on this. Seems like Dana White and Brendan Schaub have reignited their feud. These guys have disliked each other for years. They've knocked each other publicly. But the latest back and forth is due to the UFC 279 controversy with Khamzat Chimaev missing weight by 7.5 pounds. And Brendan Schaub believing that it was a big elaborate scheme. Now, I know that there's some people out there that share the same sentiment as Brendan Schaub, and you're entitled to think what you want. For the record, no, I don't think it was this elaborate scheme. As Einstein would say, the most probable answer is the simplest one. And if the answer is like super complicated, too complex, it's probably not the answer. So with the UFC and Dana White purposely having Khamzat miss weight to shuffle these fights last minute, to bring in more pay-per-views, to bring in more eyeballs to the event, too damn risky, man. Too much going on, too many moving parts for that to work. Now, Dana touched on this on a response video to this whole conspiracy theory. He touched on them being regulated by an athletic commission. And then think about it, all the fighters that would have to be involved and into this conspiracy, somebody would blab. Somebody would open their mouth and out Dana White in the UFC, and the house of cards would come tumbling down. Dana White, I think, has worked too damn hard to build the UFC to what it is, to have that kind of black eye and major controversy on the UFC and on the back of mixed martial arts. It would be a crazy scandal. Dana White would be done, and the UFC would take a huge hit. And think about it, for what? Is Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson a bigger fight than Nate Diaz versus Khamzat? No, I don't think so. I think a lot of people were into that fight just based off the fact that Nate Diaz is a huge star, Khamzat's a huge star. You knew that it was going to be a fight because Nate Diaz doesn't show up and not have an exciting, eventful fight. To the hardcores, Nate Diaz versus Ferguson is huge, yes. To the casuals who pretty much make up like 90% of the fan base, no, that's not a bigger fight than Khamzat versus Nate. So the switching, like, it doesn't really make sense in terms of the UFC doing that, lying to everyone, this big conspiracy for more pay-per-view numbers and attention. Doesn't make sense to me, but if you believe it to be the case, fair enough. You're entitled to believe what you want. I'm not going to sit here and insult you. Dana White would. Dana White's saying like people that think this basically have brain damage. Now, at the end of this recent interview with Dana White, Dana took a shot at Schaub. He misunderstood and thought Pat Miletich was talking about the conspiracy, but he was informed that it was actually Brendan Schaub. So after Dana saying like, yeah, somebody like that is stupid or dummy and has brain damage, he said, yeah, it makes sense that it was Schaub. Schaub fires back with Dana White being a Wish Vince McMahon, a Walmart Vince McMahon. Had this long social media post insulting Dana, calling him a dummy. I thought it was a lame comeback, to be honest with you. It seems like Brendan Schaub is in his feelings more than Dana. I don't really think Dana gives a crap about Brendan Schaub. It seems like Brendan Schaub is a lot more flustered about Dana than the other way around. And usually when somebody's not too bothered, who's really winning there? The guy that's indifferent or the one that's in his feelings getting worked up? Dana's more famous than Schaub. He has more money than him. He's more successful. Probably going to be remembered longer than Schaub. I would say Dana's more intelligent. And I'm not ripping on Schaub. I'm just saying flat out. If you ask me who do I think is smarter, one has to be. I'm going to say Dana. Schaub kind of confuses me personally with some of the things he says as far as the sport, some of the fights, some of the calls, some of the breakdowns. And it's puzzling because I believe he was like a top 10 professional heavyweight in the UFC at one point. I think he was in the top 10. Sometimes he makes these quote casual comments. And oddly, the same thing with Big John McCarthy. And it's not a dig, I'm just like really puzzled by it. I know some guys piece it up. Sometimes it's water under the bridge. But I think with Brendan Schaub and Dana White, that's not going to happen. I think things have gone too far. Too many things have been said. These guys are not going to have a drink at the bar anytime soon. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this whole conspiracy that the UFC orchestrated this whole missing weight with Khamzat? What do you think about the Brendan Schaub Dana White beef? Who do you think has the better comebacks? Do you think it's all just silly? Should they bury the hatchet if they could? Want to read your thoughts. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If this is your first time at the channel and you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button. Like and share the video to show support. That's all I really ask. Thanks so much, guys. And I'll catch you all on the next segment.